You're listening to Systemic Error Podcast. The failure was designed.
This July 4th, beachgoers face flesh-eating bacteria dark thanks to Trump, based on an article by Stephanie Harmer, KFF Health News. The right-wing's favorite trick: break the censor, then deny the fire. The decision was political. The immediate story is simple: researchers found dangerous Vibrio vulnificus in coastal waters. Florida has recorded infections this year, and health officials are warning people to take precautions. But the real story is who made the system weaker before the warnings arrived. The Trump administration cut disease surveillance, dismantled health capacity, and then tried to describe the resulting risk as an abstract problem of limited resources. That is not a natural disaster. It is an administrative choice. Starve the watchers, then pretend to be surprised. This is the oldest form of institutional sabotage. Remove the people and tools that detect danger, then claim the danger was unavoidable. The administration is pulling back on ocean monitoring, weakening FoodNet reporting for Vibrio, cutting global health programs, and hollowing out agencies that track and respond to outbreaks. When surveillance gets thinner, disease does not become less real. It becomes easier to ignore, easier to delay, and easier to spin. The misdirection is the point. Brooke Rowlands blames the Biden administration and even floats uncontrolled illegal migration for screwworm, without evidence in the article. That is the tell. When the actual decision makers cannot defend their own cuts, they reach for scapegoats: immigrants, predecessors, bureaucrats, anyone but themselves. The same pattern shows up in Robert F. Kennedy Jr. S. public health agenda, which is described here as chronic disease branding layered over cuts to infectious disease defense. That is bait and switch, exactly as Ashish J. says. The slogan is health. The effect is exposure. Crippled capacity has consequences. The article is strongest when it follows the chain from policy to consequence. USAID funding was slashed. Malaria prevention work was disrupted. The CDC's parasitic disease division was dissolved. USDA staffing fell sharply, and global monitoring for Ebola, screwworm, and malaria was weakened. These are not cosmetic changes. They reduce expertise, slow detection, and increase the odds that preventable outbreaks will spread before anyone can organize a response. The framing still plays too nice. The piece correctly identifies danger, but its language of limited resources and cost-cutting initiatives softens what is really happening: deliberate disinvestment in public protection. This is not a technical budgeting dispute. It is an anti-institutional project that treats public health as overhead and surveillance as waste, then leaves ordinary people to absorb the risk. The administration says it is making government more efficient. In practice, it is making the country more vulnerable. Public health is class power. The deeper pattern is not just negligence. It is a governing style that converts collective defense into optional spending and then expects the public to mistake the damage for bad luck. Surveillance systems, global aid, inspection capacity, and disease tracking are not luxuries. They are the machinery that keeps private profit and political theater from colliding with biological reality. When that machinery is dismantled, the bill arrives as infection, panic, and avoidable death. You've been listening to Systemic Error. Thanks to FoodNet for today's article. With the automated voice of Riza, thanks for listening.